Hello and welcome to another video with Cloud Solutions Tech. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to deploy an AWS Lambda function to create weekly EC2 AMI backup automatically. This is a crucial task for ensuring that you have a reliable backup for your EC2 instances. So we'll cover everything from creating the Lambda functions to setting up a CloudWatch event, to trigger it weekly. So let's get started. So as you can see on my screen right here, the goal of this project is to create a weekly EC2 AMI backups for all EC2 instances running in the US East 1 region and to delete the AMIs older than 30 days. So prerequisite 1. Deploy Lambda functions as per the architecture shown above with required AMIs. So this architecture right here. And then number 2, schedule Lambda functions to run weekly, which is every Sunday, 5 a.m. in the morning, using the CloudWatch event as Lambda trigger. And then thirdly, we have create an SNS topic and subscribe email to receive notification. So this is our task right here. So write a Python code as per the requirements for what we want to do. So based on all these requirements, describe list of all the EC2 instances in the US East 1 region, get the list of EC2 instance ID as list data type, everything right here. So we need to come up with a Python code for that and then deploy the Python code. And then the next step, validation. So run Lambda function and then verify AMI copy created for all the EC2 instance with tags and deleted unused AMIs older than 30 days. So let's get after it. So this is the work right here. So to achieve the goal of creating weekly EC2 AMI backups and deleting AMIs older than 30 days, we need to follow these steps right there. So I've taken my time to put everything together. So AWS Lambda, which is the core of the automation running the Python code to handle the AMI creation and deletion, which I already have below right here. So you don't need to bother disturbing yourself with that. So I'll make this code available. And then also we need to set up the IAM roles, set up the CloudWatch event and the SNS topic. So these are the prerequisites right here. We need to put all these things in place. The prerequisite, we need to create IAM role for Lambda, which you have all these, and then create a CloudWatch event rule. We have to do that as well. So step-by-step guide to create and deploy a valid Lambda function zip file. So because I have done this part before, I'll just show you my code. I have it available here. So what I did, I created a directory named my underscore Lambda underscore function. And what I did is, so this is my Python code right here. So let's start to see that code. So this is my Python code right here that I've made available. So this part right here says create a zip file, right? Create a zip file, create a directory, create a new directory to store your Lambda functions and place your Lambda function file in this directory, which is what I have done right here. So I created a directory named my Lambda functions. I put my Python code, I put it inside of this directory, which I also put the details in this documentation how you're going to be able to do that. So once you have this Python code available, so the next thing you want to do, you want to be able to zip it. So open a terminal or command prompt and navigate to the directory containing your Lambda function.py. So run the following command to create a zip file, which is right there. I've made it available. So you use this command to make it a zip file. ensure that the function.zip file is not empty and it contains the lambda function.py, which is what I have showed you right here. So you can see it's not empty, and I've already created my own zip file, which is right here. So I'm not running all those again. So please take note of this part. In case you are trying to run this zip-r command and you are not able to do that, it's giving you error. So which means the zip utility is not installed on your system. So you need to install the zip file. So below is the step to install the zip utility on different operating systems. So if you are running a Linux system, either Debian or Ubuntu, you can use this. If you are using Red Hat CentOS, you can use this. If you are using Mac, you can use this. So if you are using Windows, you also have the prerequisite right here. So just follow the instructions. So you see, to make a directory, mkdir, move the file into the directory with this command, seed into that directory, and then you run this command. So everything on this step right here, you can see I already have it right here. So just follow the step one after the other and should be able to get it. So after running this command, you should have a function.zip file right here. Function.zip file. You should have that. So, and then the next thing, you can also install the zip using PowerShell on Windows, leveraging a package called Chocolatey. I love to use it a lot. It's a very lovely package manager. So you can use Chocolatey. So we have the command right here. Verify is working. All right, make sure you have all that going on. So now we are getting into the actual work. So now from here, we are going into the AWS console to start doing our work. So the first part that we need to get done now is deploying the Lambda function. This is the first part. So in this first part, what are we doing? We're going to create an IAM role for the Lambda. So that is the first part that we need to do. So we'll go to our IAM role, we'll create a role, and then attach all these policies to that role right here. So let's go to our AWS account and then go to IAM. We create a new role. So what service are we trying to create a role for? So that is Lambda. So create big Lambda here, do next. And then here we need to add the policies. So what are the policies that we need to add? We mentioned here that we want AWS EC2 full access. Let's copy that. So we just do copy and paste. Right, we have that tag. The natives. Let's copy and paste. All right, we need this. Right, and then natives. All right. So those are the four, 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are the four we need. So the next thing, let's move on. So we'll do next. So let's add a name and give a name suggestion here. So let's use this name that I put in the documentation. All right. So we have all our policies here. So let's create. So the next step now is to create our Lambda function. So for that, let me go to my AWS, let me duplicate my screen, and then here, go to Lambda. So under Lambda, we say create function. So for auto right there, say create function. Choose one of the following options to create your functions. Auto from scratch. So we want to create a function from scratch. So the function name, let's give it a name. I believe with the documentation, I already put a name there. Yes, so let's use the same name. Let's just follow the documentation. So we have our function name and then the runtime. We are running on Python. Let's use Python 3.8. Let's follow what we have in the documentation. And then for our IAM role, since we already created a role earlier on, we are going to say use an existing role. Remember we created IAM role here earlier on. So we'll use that role that we created, which is the Lambda AMI backup role. And then we'll say create function. So let's go to our configuration here to update the timeout value. So under configuration, we come here, we say edit. For the timeout value, we need to increase the timeout value to an appropriate duration. So since AMI creation can take a bit longer, so you might want to set it to be at least maybe 5 minutes or 300 seconds upward. So here, I'll just say 6 minutes, just in case. I'll just say 6 minutes. And then that's that. Click on save. So back to our Lambda functions. So we have already created our Lambda function. So the next thing is for us to upload our code. So if you remember that earlier on, we created this Python code and I give you an example how to put it right here. So what we need now is this function.zip file. That is what we need. So just follow these steps here to be able to create yours as well. So I have mine right here. I've already created it. So we need to upload that. So right here, you see upload from zip file, upload. So what we are uploading the function.zip file. That is what we are uploading. So we'll click on it. Don't upload the Lambda function.py that you created. Make sure the zip file is what you are uploading. So make sure you upload this, open, save. So we have completed this task right here as well. So creating Lambda functions and then also uploading our function.zip file. We have completed that task. So the next thing that we need to do now, so right here, the same thing that we have done, if you want to upload it through AWS CLI, I've made the code available. If you want to upload it using Terraform, I've also made it available right here. So whichever one you want to use, you can go ahead and use it. So the next step now, we want to schedule the CloudWatch event. That's the next step for us to do now. So we are going to go into the CloudWatch console. Let me duplicate this screen as well. So now we're going to CloudWatch. So in CloudWatch right here, you navigate to rules. So under rules, you click on create rules. And under create rules, you give your rule a name. Let's say back all that show. The next thing is for us to choose the event source. We are going to go with the schedule. So with the schedule, we click on continue to create. So right here, we are going to, for those of you that are familiar with Linux, So we are going to use a cron expression. Based on our prerequisite right here, we want to schedule a Lambda function to run weekly, right? We want it to run every Sunday at 5 a.m. EST. That is what we want to schedule. So we are going to schedule the Lambda function to run weekly, once a week on Sunday, 5 a.m. in the morning, using the CloudWatch event as Lambda trigger. So that is what we need to set up now. So we are at this stage now. So we're going to set our cron 0, 5, wildcard. Okay. So you can see Sundays, you see, so it's going to run Sunday 16, Sunday 20, 23rd, 30, like that. And if you look at the time, 5 a.m., 5 a.m., 5 a.m., 5 a.m., 5 a.m., like that, it will keep running. All right, let's do next. And then in this place, the service, we're going to select our target. So what is our target? So our target is Lambda function. So let's pick it right here, Lambda function. And which function? We already created it earlier on, weekly AMI backup. So we'll click on that and then we'll do next. Next. We'll look at it again if this is actually what we want to do. All right. And then we create. So we have successfully completed this part as well, which is schedule your CloudWatch event. So if you want to do the same thing with AWS CLI, I've also made the code available here for you to use. So all you just have to do is just update your AWS account ID right here, and then you'll be able to use it. So the next step for us now is to create an SNS topic. All right. So I'll duplicate my screen again. So what do we have to do in SNS topic? Go to SNS, create a topic. We have a topic name here that I put in documentation, create, set up our email. All right. So let's complete this step as well. So next, we want to create a topic. So your topic, make sure for the topic, you are using standard type, which is this one, standard. So the topic name, I already provided a name right here. So let's go with the same name. Right, paste. And then, so we created a topic. So next thing, we want to go to subscription. So click on subscription. So under subscription, we're going to pick a protocol. So the protocol we want to use is email. So here we're going to provide the email that we want to use. My email right here. So click on create subscription. All right, we are good to go. So we should have also gotten right here. You see, we got the message. So you can confirm. You can go to it, confirm. All right. So we have successfully completed this part as well to create SNS topic and subscription. So the next thing that I want to do now, validation of what we have done. So to validate, we go back to Lambda. So let's go back to our Lambda. So in our Lambda, so under this weekly AMI backup that we have created, you click on test. So under test, you see where it says create new event. Just leave it the way it is. And then the next thing, you want to click on test again right here. You see our test function, it says succeeded, right? So which means the test was successful. So once the test is successful, Now we need to go to our EC2 page to go and verify EC2. So in our EC2 page here, you see we have 5 instances. So now to verify, we go to the AMI dashboard. So after a while, in this AMI dashboard, we should see those AMIs that will be created here. So we have 5 EC2 instances right here. This Jenkins, Docker, CST Web 01, Web 02, Database 01, and then Ansible controller. But after a while, Lambda right here. So we should create it for us. So we should have those AMIs after a while right here. Let us go to the logs of this our Lambda function. Let's look at the details. Says the area below shows the last execution log. All right, so success code through 100 body, AMI, backup and cleanup process completed successfully. So we have the summary, we have the ID, the duration, how long it lasted for, resources configured, we have the execution time, the function version, duration, build duration, and then we have maximum memory use, and then the log output. So we want to see more, you can click right here. So we can see our log output right there. Creation time 5 minutes ago was created, and then we can even see more information here. Log stream. We click on the log stream. We can see right here. You see the Python runtime version is started. Right there, found credentials and environment variables. So right there we can see the log events. All right, good. So we can see that our Lambda function actually worked. So all the EC2 instances that we have, let me duplicate my screen again. You can see all our EC2 instances that we have here: Jenkins, Docker, Web 01, Web 02, DB01, and Ansible controller. He has successfully created an AMI for us. And then if you look at our documentation right here, so we have verified, so validation, we have done this part, verify AMI, we have been able to verify that AMIs older than 30 days are deleted. We don't have any AMI that is older than 30 days right now, so we didn't delete anyone. And then also check your email notification from SNS about Lambda function in the email. Check CloudWatch events, ensure that the schedule rule is triggered. So with what we have put here in the CloudWatch events, so we are expecting now that from Sunday, which is 16, that our Lambda should start doing what? The work of backup every 5 a.m. You can see the date right here, every 5 a.m. So right here, I just put this in case. So if you run into an error that says start timed out, right? So this is just indicating that your Lambda function execution time exceeded the default timeout of 3 seconds. So to fix this, you just need to increase the timeout. And I'll put the steps right here to increase the timeout, and then rerun your function again. So by following all these steps that we have put together, you should be able to deploy, validate, and monitor your Lambda functions for creating a weekly EC2 AMI backups, and then also managing old AMIs. And that's it. So the documentation that we have used for this video, I'll make everything available in our GitHub repository and make the link to that GitHub repository available. So we have successfully deployed a Lambda function to create weekly EC2 AMI backups. This setup ensures that you always have the recent backups of your EC2 instance. So this is helping you to recover quickly in case of any issues. And then also is deleting any AMI older than 30 days. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Cloud Solutions Tech YouTube channels for more tutorials like this. Thank you for watching. I'll see you